Hello, it's George from Ireland here, speaking to my many viewers. This evening I'm going to tell you about received pronunciation, which is the way I speak. As viewers might know, I come from Ireland, but as I've lived abroad for most of my life, I have picked up a very slight trace of an accent from another country. So what is received pronunciation, sometimes called RP? Received pronunciation is the accent that people from the United Kingdom have if they've attended what is misleadingly called public school. Public school is open to the public if they can pay for it, just like the Hilton, as they say. So these are fee-paying schools in the United Kingdom. There are several hundred of those, and not everyone who attends such a school will speak in an RP accent. It's meant to be received in the sense of correct, like received wisdom. Not that RP actually is correct. My accent is no better and no worse than any other. There are strong prejudices about accents in the British Isles, and obviously these are wrong. Someone can be very good, very bad, very ignorant, very well informed, whatever accent they have. So one shouldn't be judgmental about this. I know it's difficult for people to accept that deep down. Even I find myself having prejudices about people's accents, and I know that's wrong, and I shouldn't feel that way, and I fight in a battle about that. So let me see. The RP accent was thought to be the accent of the upper class. I'm only middle class. Not long ago my family was working class. We were tenant farmers. But this is how I ended up speaking. So one of the key things about RP is it's the same throughout the United Kingdom. People can come from northern Scotland, they can come from the Channel Isles, they can come from the Midlands of England, Wales, Northern Ireland, wherever it is, and have this accent. So long as they go to certain public schools, they'll probably end up speaking with an RP accent. It's sometimes called the Queen's English. When there was a king, the King's English, or indeed Oxford English. Not that most people who live in Oxford have this accent. There's the Oxford English Dictionary, one of the first dictionaries after Dr. Johnson, and many Oxonians don't speak in RP. People who attend Oxford University have all sorts of accents from the UK and from overseas. So these names are a bit misleading. What are some of the distinctive features of RP? Said to be long vowels. Some people who are faking RP overdo it. The H is silent unless a word initial. I'm trying to think of examples. My goodness, it's a bit difficult. Oh, sorry, the R is silent, more like. This is a poor example. Sandwich. There's a slang word for sandwich, which is sarnie, S-A-R-N-I-E, and people pronounce it sarnie. Or there are more examples of where the R in the middle of the word is almost silent. And even the letter R, I'm almost pronouncing like a very long A rather than R. My name, George, rather than saying George. An American might lay more emphasis on the R, for example, or people from other Anglophone countries. The AU can be distinctive in the names of countries such as Austria or Australia. And a couple of generations ago, that would have been even more notable, such as Austria or Australia. There are all sorts of slang words or words which could go either way. The list was drawn up in the 50s by one of the Mitford sisters about U and non-U words. I'm not sure what, I think the U stood for upper class. As I say, I'm proletarian really, but just happen to have this accent. Dinner jacket would be the U word. That's the way RP speaking people would say it, not tuxedo. They would think that's American or working class, neither of which is bad. I'm just saying they're not RP. Graveyard, saying it a frank way and not dressing it up and trying to be continental as saying cemetery, which is a loan word from the French, cimetière. Saying dinner for the evening meal, not supper, and saying luncheon if you're very strict rather than lunch for the midday meal, not calling the midday meal dinner. railway station. Some people dislike the word train station. Pudding for something which is tasty after the main meal, like ice cream, cake, something of that nature. The word dessert, those who speak RP might wince at that one. In a hunting context, saying hounds, never dogs. One can say dogs in other situations, but not in relation to hunting. Let me see, drawing room for the main room in the house where you entertain guests. Not saying living room, it's not too bad. Lounge, RP people would find that nauseating. Napkin, not serviette. Again, serviette is something that the bourgeois might say. And again, they're trying to be too French. So that's it, a very brief introduction to what RP is, without any value judgment, but in case anyone's curious what received pronunciation is.